What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys my official predictions for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga chapter number 16. So last chapter with chapter 15 left us off on a note of a Boruto and Kawaki team up, and I'm not going to lie, if you kind of see where that last chapter left off on, it kind of feels like a end of an arc era, or more of like a end of an arc or transitional phase of an arc kind of chapter where we're wrapping up the previous arc for good and heading towards a new phase of something that's to come. That's kind of the vibe I got from that last chapter. Honestly, that could maybe even have been done on purpose to perhaps be a stopping point for the Boruto anime when it comes back. If they go the seasonal route, maybe it's being planned in that sort of way, possibly, you never know. But that's the kind of vibe I got from it. And it set us up for what's to come in chapter 16, which is likely going to be a confrontation between Kawaki and Amado. And this is something that we definitely need to see, especially if we want to see Kawaki get a major power up, because we now know that Kawaki is being limited by the limiters that Amado has placed in him, and where he has pretty much limited his attack potential to, as well as where he's raised his defense and regenerative potential to. So I do believe that we are going to get this confrontation in this chapter, and I don't think it's going to go super duper smooth. I feel like it's actually going to be a big portion of the chapter, and I feel like Kawaki is going to resort to violence, of course, but Amado is probably not going to cave in too easily unless Kawaki is willing to make some sort of deal with him. So I feel like that could be the only real way that Amado would cave easily, unless Amado just gets super threatened, I guess, and caves in. But I feel like Amado is going to try to strike some sort of deal. And I mean, really, as a member of the Konoha village now, I feel like Amado shouldn't really have much of a choice in this situation. But then again, this is more of a Boruto and Kawaki thing. This isn't something that Shikamaru necessarily knows about, so it's not like he can command Amado to allow this kind of change. But Amado can definitely make a big change here, because if Kawaki becomes a lot stronger, they will be able to fight off these Shinju to a much greater level than right now. Because right now, Kawaki, let's be honest, guys, is going to be pretty useless against the Shinju, especially, the top dogs like Jura. So that's something that's going to happen in this chapter, I think. And if Amado tries to strike a deal, I feel like it's going to be a deal of some sort where Amado is going to either unveil a new personal motive he has that we haven't heard before, or he's going to cut back to the original thing that he told us more in the ending chapters of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, that he needs Kawaki's karma in order to bring his daughter back to life. So I feel like we're going to get one of those two as a deal kind of thing that Amado might do. And I feel like by the end of the chapter, if we're moving really really quick with pace, Kawaki's definitely going to end the chapter at least a bit stronger, I'm thinking. And after that, I am kind of hoping, though, that Kawaki is not super overly powered already just from getting these removed. I still want to see Kawaki go through some training. It doesn't have to be, many months of training, of course, because they don't have that kind of time. But I do hope that there is at least some little level of training, so it just doesn't feel like, oh, Kawaki's just got this huge, crazy power up now, and boom, just like that, he's on Boruto's level now. Nah, I'm not really gonna be messing with that too much, It is a good explanation that he has been limited, so we are definitely gonna get a big power boost, I think, but I don't think he should be on Boruto's exact level just yet. That's all I'm saying. I think if he trains a little bit and adds that on, then I'd be cool with it. But just jumping to it straight up, it doesn't feel, the greatest of writing, I'd say. But he's definitely going to get a good power boost. He's going to become relevant in some of these fights. And I definitely think that's what Kawaki, the character, needs, because we got to get his time skip power up going. So, good stuff there. I think that's going to be coming in the chapter with that. On another note, I do want to talk about Code, because Code was given that mission in the last chapter. I'm not 100% sure we're really going to see Code this chapter, because we could just have a full-on in-village Konoha chapter again. Well, not again, but, sort of like the end of last chapter where we were focusing more on things. I feel like maybe this is going to be more of a setup planning kind of chapter, to perhaps do something to help out Gaara's situation, as well as maybe help out or figure out even completely what's going on with the Shinki situation. So I feel like we're going to get some sort of plan being made by Shikamaru this chapter. I don't know if they're going to be sent to the Sand Village or if something else is going to happen, but I feel like we are going to get some planning stuff in this chapter. And I feel like when it comes to Boruto's probably going to be lurking around. Maybe he'll interact with someone like Sarada or Mitsuki or something, and maybe, drop a little bit of more info or something like that. I feel like we're going to have some in-village stuff going on. Maybe the chapter does end with Code trying to pull off another attack. Maybe, but I think that'd be kind of dumb on his end. So I'm not really expecting too much of that. As for the Shinju, I do feel like we are going to see the Shinju in the chapter at some point. But again, I've said this in a bunch of my other videos, and I'm going to say it again in this one. I really hope that we're not just heading straight to an attack of Konoha. I feel like that would be kind of lame, because we know that towards the end of Boruto, we are going to have that happen where Konoha gets pretty much destroyed and banged up real bad. But I feel like we need to have some more arcs in Boruto that are occurring outside the village, because Konoha has gotten attacked a lot of times in Boruto overall, counting, Naruto Next Generations as well as this one. And I feel like we just started off with a Konoha attack at the start of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, which was completely fine. But I feel like we shouldn't have that be, back-to-back arcs. I feel like it would be a cool setting change to head over to the Sand Village, or perhaps maybe some other villages under attack, and maybe they need some sort of reinforcement. But the only thing that's a little iffy with that is, these are Shinjus. They're super strong. Are we really going to be able to get reinforcements in to these other villages in time for, someone to actually be saved? Like, let's say another Kage is being targeted. Are they really going to be saved in time? Or, the reinforcements, are they going to be pointless? So I think there's a couple different ways we can go about this stuff. But overall, I'm excited to see. I just know one of the main things that I'm really expecting personally this chapter is that Kawaki and Amado conversation. And maybe we're going to get to see, a potential attack, or maybe like an attacking plan made by the Shinju as well. So that's kind of where my head's at for chapter number 16. Since, we are in the phase of starting up a new arc, it feels like. I feel like there's many, many routes they can go, and that's kind of what I feel like makes it exciting. So let me know what you guys think is going to happen in chapter 16. Which direction do you guys think we are going to be heading in? What kind of arc do you guys think we're going to be getting? And what do you guys think is something that you feel pretty confident about happening in chapter 16? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this one. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.